Hello friends, this is Amy. Welcome to my channel. I just want to show you this gift that I made. I had someone help me with this cutout they use the CNC machines, and then I think they had a laser engraver or something they call it. And so I had this made, and I am just going to add some color into where they did the engraving. And I wanted my paint to be a little more fluid and smooth. And so I used some of this wax that you can use on furniture. And I know they sell something like this. I just wanted to try and do my own thing since I had, I had three different colors I used plus some gold. And I do like how it works. I just kind of blended it on the paper like you can see and just apply it, and it did make it very nice and smooth. I thought, the design would be very beautiful just on its own, just the wood look, but to me it just did not show up enough. So I thought I'm going to add color to this, and I really like how it turned out. And some of these I used just plain acrylic, and some of them I just used the chalk paint. Just to mention too, I did buy this, or I didn't buy it, but the lady that made this for me, she bought the pattern that I showed her off of Etsy. And so they've got such nice little patterns on Etsy that you can find. If you can find someone that can has a machine and can cut it out for you, there is some neat possibilities out there. And here it is, all done. And that gold, I did add some gold into the greenery part of, just to kind of give it a little reflection. I love how this turned out. And then I've got it in my, on my fireplace area, and it just really pops out nicely. Unfortunately, I won't be keeping it for my fireplace area. I'll be handing this down as a gift. Let's move on to DIY number 2. Okay, these are just little scraps that I've had from when we did some exterior work on our garage. And I use these now and then. And I just had a little scrap of some tissue paper, just going to apply that to the front of this smaller little triangle piece. And we're going to make some cute trees. And then just the good old application of Mod Podge. And I have seen this where people are using, just some flame to kind of take away the edge of that. I'm just trying that, and it worked great. It didn't, burn off more than it should have. It just took off, so there was just really no effort into cleaning up the edges. And here's the larger triangle, and I'm just pulling out color from inside that tissue paper, and that hazelnut worked just perfectly. And so I'm just going to apply this, and while it's still wet, I'm putting in some antique wax color and going to try and dry brush that on both of the triangles. I love how this one turned out. It turned out nicer than I thought it was even going to. It's funny how you start a project, you envision something, and then as things progress, it turns into something else. And so now I'm just going to put some blocks behind it and go to get the good old wood glue out so the glue sticks, it'll stay nicely for a very, very long time. And if you use both glues, you've got your long-term hold, which is the wood glue, and the short-term hold, which is the hot glue. Just glue those down and you've got a nice set of trees. And I've got some greenery here. Now is a great time to get some deals on greenery. I think I got this for half priced off, and so pick up those deals for next Christmas crafting. Just using my good old glue there and gluing that down into place. I did really have a lot of fun with these crafts, doing these. Look at this cute thing I got from Dollar Tree. It's just like ready to go. Everything just blended so nicely. All I needed to do was cut off that little hanger. And then in hindsight, I went, oh, I should have put some lights in here. This is perfect for lights. So here I've got everything glued. I've held it into place and then got out one of my little bottle. They go into the neck of a bottle, and I've got 10 of them that I bought off of Amazon, and some of them I just reuse. But this one I'm going to keep there, so I'm going to just glue it back. Here it is before you turn the lights on and then after. And I just love how it turned out. So cute. And it just matches my fireplace mantle just perfectly. Well, let's keep going on, folks. DIY number 3 coming right up. I had this cute napkin. I had bought this off of Etsy, and I think I bought it last year. Well, I'm going to finally use it. I'm just going to put it on the front of, it's those foam core boards that you can get at Dollar Tree, and just bringing it down to one layer. And I'm just going to Mod Podge that onto that. And because it's got that white on the foam core, there's no worries about, different things shining through it. It looks very nice once it's Mod Podged. And before I did, you saw that I went around the edge of it to make it a little bit rough or, torn edged look. Now I got this, I applied more Mod Podge, and I'm just going to set this aside to dry, and then you'll see what I do with it later. Now this is a Dollar Tree old sign. I'm just going to cover it with some very pretty fabric, and then I you kind of act like it's a gift, and you kind of button it up that way so your edges and corners all look nice. And then I did want to cover up all that glittery, so I did cover that up, and you'll see that with some you can do that with brown paper or with like a cereal board kind of thing. But before you put it down, you might want to put that hanger in there. And I'm just taking some string and going to make a cute hanger that kind of goes with that red truck. And this way, everything's smashed in there, sandwiched nicely, and nothing's going to come apart. All right, so now I'm getting up my antique wax again, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this pretty little truck that's all dry now. Just going to add in some of that and make it look so nice and rustic. This just made me think of like nature and Christmas. And so I'm just going with it. Decided to make a wall hanger for the front of the house or when you walk in, and it's going to say welcome home. 2 types of glue, going to glue that down, hold it in place. And same kind of technique for putting on this little cute welcome, little wood welcome sign. And now I need it home, and I guess I'm okay with how this turned out with the home. You know, sometimes you just do things, you're not sure how it's going to turn out. It was way too bright at this point. And so I did go and do some, added some antique wax. I did some white. I scratched off, some of the color to kind of dull down that very bright home. And, I could have even put it directly on the fabric. I just wasn't sure how well that was going to look. So I went and put it on, more of that cereal type board paper and just glued it down. And I just called it done at that point. What do you guys think of this one? In hindsight, I don't really care for the home part on there, but it does work. Everything is cohesive and blends, and so, it works. I want to thank you very much for coming and watching my channel. I appreciate all your support and encouragement. We've got Christmas coming up, and you all have a wonderful Christmas day, and we will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.